Calderon. Welcome back to my channel. I am a former teacher that also sold on Teachers Pay Teachers that now leads social media and influencer marketing for one company, but two edtech brands that is on all of the social media platforms. So I am with you that social media can be really noisy, but it's time to focus on that content strategy. And creating a social media calendar, I hear you. It can be overwhelming, it can be frustrating, but with the right mindset and blocking off a good chunk of time, I can assure you that we can get your content strategy aligned in a week, if not a few days. I've perfected my not so perfect social media calendar and content strategy over the course of 6 years. And I say it's not so perfect because it should always be ever evolving. But all the tips that I've gathered, I'm gonna share them with you today. So if you're here as a teacherpreneur or you're looking to start a business, then you're in the right place and keep watching. And if you like this video, please be sure to like it and don't forget to subscribe to my channel so then you never miss a future upload like this. Let's get started. Let's have a little caveat here for why having a social media calendar and planning in advance is important. And before I even say this, I don't want to knock the fact that you're probably already doing it, but you're probably doing it in your head and you may not be actually mapping it out. Now, I'm talking to quite a few of you, so that's 1%, but let's just dive into it. If you are planning out in advance, you're giving yourself a regular cadence, so then you are creating a steady stream of content that's going to keep you relevant to your audience. Don't make the mistake that I did for my personal Instagram page, okay? I lost about 8,000 followers on my Instagram page not posting anything. Now, that's a little extreme, and that's because I made the jump from teaching to ed tech and I stopped focusing on me. But you know what? We're changing that in 2021. So don't forget to follow me on there so you can get some more tips like this. But my plug aside, it's also going to help you map out and time out that sensitive content. So the last thing you want is for next week to shoot up and then all of a sudden you're thinking, oh my gosh, I had this product that I made last year and I forgot to promote it. Now I've got to rush late at night, try to take this picture in bad lighting, the kids are bothering me, or I've got to focus on my lesson planning and I can't really take this picture. And it's not the level of quality that you know that we teachers like to hold ourselves to that status of. So having a calendar in place is going to help you see everything in advance, know when something is coming up so you didn't get stressed, or wait, is that just me? Because I get stressed. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I forgot that that was there. But now that I have a strategy and a calendar and I've planned, I am more me and I can focus on not only my business, but my personal life and my fitness life. Okay, you've watched this and you're like, okay, I'm gonna get serious about planning, or it's not that you're not serious. You're probably already serious, but again, you may just be watching this for inspiration. I'm not gonna knock the work that you're already doing because we can always grow and evolve. I myself can always grow and evolve, right? So now that you have decided or relearned that you need to have this calendar to figure out exactly what I'm going to post, I'm gonna start outlining at the beginning of my social scheduling marathon what my content buckets are. Content buckets go beyond I'm gonna post a photo or a link or a reel, okay? It's gonna be the value that you're pushing to your audience. And you want different content buckets because let's just say you were posting on your Instagram feed or you were posting only on your YouTube channel and it was buy this product today. And then tomorrow it's, hey, I just made this product, buy this. And then the next day it's buy this product, buy this. That is gonna fatigue your audience out and they're not gonna be authentic and they're not gonna care about that. You need to also relate to them. So let's come up with different content buckets and then you're gonna mix and match. So then it's gonna look a little bit like, oh, it's a variety, but there's a strategy behind it. So maybe, and again, I work for an edtech company that's on every single channel. So I'm gonna talk about all the channels, but they may not all pertain to you. So for example, one may be blog posts. So if you're heavily on Twitter or on Pinterest, then you wanna have all of the blog posts that you should be promoting in February already mapped out in advance. So I know I need to recycle maybe the copy for last year, or I need to write new copy that fits the teacher sentiment this year and get that out on Twitter and then start writing those pin descriptions for Pinterest. I love Pinterest, by the way. If you ever wanted me to do a video on that, I am down. Just like leave me a comment below. Let's say you have these products on Teachers Pay Teachers. So that's going to be your selling icon. So what are some stuff that you're selling? That way you know in advance. Do I need to update those images because they're old? Do I want to give it a facelift? Or do I want to retake product photos because the ones I did last year just weren't that great? So that's another example of a content bucket. Also, teacher engagement, teacher sentiments, teacher tips. This is the stuff that people are coming to your channel for, and they are like, oh, I love these teacher tips. And some teacherpreneurs you probably follow do this already. So if you see some teacherpreneurs or teachergrammers, I don't even know what we call them now. I feel like the name changes so much. Amazing teachers. Everyone's amazing. But let's just say that they're posting a quote. That is repeat content that they are posting just 4 times a month, or maybe they're doing it twice a week, who knows? But whatever that cadence is, they're probably thinking, I just need to come up with 4 quotes a month and I might be able to batch that content and then schedule it out and be done with it. And we can talk more about batching your social media content later. That's how I get everything, pictures taken, designed, copywritten, and scheduled. Today is all about mapping out what you plan to post, because you need to have your plan in place, have your skeleton, so then you can execute on that. So I wanna make sure that we're on the same page here. This is about outlining and planning your content and getting ahead of it to alleviate that headache later. Other examples can include holidays that are coming up that month. For example, I know that John Lewis's birthday is in February, and I also know that the company I work for has videos about John Lewis that I need to make sure that we promote. So not only do I need to have a dedicated post going out on his birthday, but if we want teachers to use the content that we're sharing, they need to be able to fit it into their lesson plans. For the most part, I mean, hello 2020 and how that was, or just even life, right? Sometimes when you're planning this in advance, so you want to make sure and give those teachers enough buffer time so that they can plan that into their lesson plans, but also acknowledge it on the day. So make sure you're looking at holidays, you're looking at what campaigns are going on. So for example, back to school. If you're talking about organization and goal setting, you're probably going to talk about that during back to school time, but also in January for the new year. So keep in mind that some of these campaigns can fall into different months, but if you map them out, you're already planning in advance for it. Okay, y'all, let's talk about the power of routine content. The power of routine content is going to be not only powerful for you, but for your audience as well. So earlier I talked about if you're that type of teacher on the Teachergram that posts those quotes, then you can batch those, which means in February, and we do this for the company I work for too, we think, what are the 4 quotes that we're going to post that month? We go back and forth, we finalize our quotes, and then we have them. That's 4 posts for the month, done right there. Then later they go into design, then we write the copy and we get them scheduled, and we schedule them all in one swoop. The same with tips. So the reason why this is great for not only you, but it's going to be great for your audience is because they know what they can come to you for. I know that I can come to you for those inspirational quotes or those keeping it real quotes. Or let's say you're a techie teacher that's sharing that technology, that bingeable content. Then those teachers know they're going to come to you for that, and now you're actually narrowing down what your niche is, okay? Additionally, there's design tips. There's so many different things, and there are some that maybe it's just specific aspects of teaching and you're breaking that apart into a type of series. It could even be an IG Reel series. So the power of routine content, again, is going to make that planning easier for you. You're going to be able to batch it. You're going to be able to think about it in advance in a small cluster, and your audience knows, hey, I know that teacher. I know to go for that person for X. Okay, y'all, an organized plan is an easy-ish to execute plan. And I say ish in a lot of my stuff because this is all, again, it's only gonna work if it works for you and if you're intentional about it. There are times where I can plan till I'm black and blue in the face, but if I don't follow through, then it was all for nothing. So I hope that you're listening to these ideas. Maybe you don't like some of the ideas, maybe you like 1 or 2. Hey, that's good enough for me. If it's gonna inspire you and bring a better business person, mindset shift, whatever you wanna call it, then hey, that is what I'm here for. So I have all of my content mapped out in a calendar. So for example, because we are heavy on Twitter, I post all of our blog posts in a Airtable. And whether you use Airtable, Asana, or Google Sheets, again, it doesn't matter unless you're actually using it. So I have everything in Airtable. If you don't know what Airtable is, I wrote a blog post about my favorite tools as a social media manager. I'll link it down below. And all of those blog posts are categorized. And what I mean by categorized is not only is the link there, but I also have the month that it's applicable to be shared. And this took, I will say, I went back, it took me a lot of time to do this, and I'm constantly adding to it. But like, if you're a blogger, I definitely recommend you doing something like this. It's just gonna help save you time for your business in the long run. I filter my calendars by month. So I've already pegged when a topic is applicable for what month. So for example, that goal setting, that's applicable for back to school, also in the summer as teachers start planning, and in January. I filter that, and now I have all of the blog posts that I need to pin on Pinterest. I have all of the blog posts I need to get ready to post on Twitter. And I have all of the blog posts at a bird's eye view that I can look at and decide, are some of these outdated? Oh, did I create any new products that I can weave into that blog post? Because it's an existing blog post, then Google has already indexed it. So then it's going to have like more of a hit in search. So I want to drive those new products in there if they're relevant, okay? I can also do the same with my products. Maybe I have all of my products in my Teachers Pay Teacher store itemized. Then I know, okay, if I'm on Instagram or if I have a Facebook group, I want to be able to cluster these and start retaking pictures and get those ready so then I can share them out. So this is how you're going to look at it. And the same could be true with all of your holidays and events, which I mentioned earlier. Then what I like to do there is then I actually like to put it on a calendar. So then I know what I'm posting when. I'm making sure that everything is accounted for, and I'm also able to have that accountability in myself to get it posted. So in my actual content calendar, I have the days of the week, I have what I plan on posting on each day, I have the links that I want to make sure that it directs to. What is that call to action? Put any of those tracking links in there. If you're not familiar with UTMs, I can do a video on that, but it's so I'm able to track in Google Analytics the success of my post, because if it's not doing well, and again, there's likes, comments, shares, yes, but if you're not seeing exactly where that traffic is coming from, then you're not able to capitalize on what's actually working to shift your efforts in that area. I also like to have a column for the content buckets, so then I know I'm making sure to mix it up, because you want to make sure, especially if you're on Instagram, you're not posting 3 seller posts back to back, because you're just going to give your audience fatigue. Like I said, you want to be able to shake it up so then they feel that variety from you and that authenticity. So my process for creating the content is going to look a lot different than yours. I have a full-time social media coordinator, as well as I manage 10 contractors to help meet the needs of the demand of social media. But it is a lot to do, and I definitely understand how to scale. And for probably about 3 of those 4 years, I was pretty much a team of 1 writing everything. So I want you to know that I feel your pain. I'm here to share these tips for you, again, to hopefully inspire you. And I don't expect you to do all of these things. I know I've probably said it before, but the purpose of this video is not to discourage you. It is to hype you up. It is to help give you those tips to grow your business. So if you have something that works for you, please share it in the comments so other teachers can learn from you, because I think when I started to sell on Teachers Pay Teachers, when I was a teacher, the community was what made it so great, and it's still why I make YouTube videos, or at least started to make YouTube videos, because I love the teacher community. So I'm sorry for that plug, but it was just so important, because it just feels like, it just makes my heart all warm and fuzzy. So when I create the content, I look at those content buckets and I start to batch them, okay? So all of the blog posts, we then pull our existing content, or maybe you're writing this content for the first time, or maybe you're writing those pin descriptions for the first time. Put them somewhere so you don't forget. Again, that one I'm talking more about Twitter and Pinterest. If you're on Instagram, it's gonna be different, right? So map out what you want it to look like. Again, the blog post, my favorite tools as a social media manager. We use Sprout Social, but I actually use Plan with 2 N's for free, because it allows me to see the feed, and then I can plan out, okay, what pictures do I want? I also decide, what do I need at this time? Do I need design? Is it just copy that I need? Do I need a facelift? And I start to map it out in my calendar on when we're going to get this done. Since I have already categorized so much, what I am doing is I am gathering the information and what I've already added into my Airtable or my Google Sheets or my Asana. Okay, so you may just be building this out for the first time. So I hope this is inspiring you to maybe create a home base for all of your content, so then you can easily filter and get what you need. And then I just rinse and repeat for everything. Okay, y'all, let's level set a bit because that was a lot. So the purpose of this video is hopefully to inspire you, get your gears turning, that you have probably done a lot of work over the years, and if you just started even over the past few months, that can be recycled to other parts of the year. So if you have a calendar and a strategy in place, you can easily see everything from a bird's eye view, so you know when you need to start creating new products. Update the products that are about to start selling because that time of the year is coming. Start getting your Pinterest strategy in line so then you can drive that traffic to your blog. There are so many things that we could be doing, but like I always say, even to myself, you can do so many things, but you can't do everything. So pick the ones that most inspire you, run at something huge. I am so excited to share some teacherpreneur tips and resources for you. Again, I feel like over the course of my 6 years doing this, again, my personal one has not been thriving, but that's because I obviously do social media for a living, and so I took a hiatus from my own personal, but just like I'm telling you to block off time for your passion projects and the stuff you want to hustle for, it would be very silly of me to not do the same for myself. So I am taking my own advice. I'm creating these YouTube videos. I'm bringing back my Instagram page, so make sure you follow me there. If you like this video, please be sure to like it and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss any future videos from me. I am so thankful for you. I wish you the best of luck in your projects, and I will see you in my next video.